Kaylene Smikle. She averaged 18 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists, and almost 2 steals a game last season for the Maryland Terrapins. Terrapins. Let's go.
Yes, Maryland missed out on the big swing. I mean, Gracie Merkel would have been great things, but apparently she wanted to go back to Penn State. Y'all know this is RC. I normally just get right down to it most times. But Maryland, they could have had a tremendous player in Gracie Merkel. Absolutely. And that would have had them, for me, potentially winning this Big Ten conference. Maybe. UCLA is my favorite to win a conference. USC is probably in second. It's either them or Maryland. Iowa for me is a dark horse, so for me they anywhere from the 3 to 5 slot, and they could maybe move up and win this thing. I got Michigan in there too, so I don't know how that order shakes out. All I know is UCLA is at the top, and then arguably USC, at 2, or it might be Michigan, but Maryland's in there, so that's my top 5. But Maryland, Coach Brenda Freeze, great coach. Obviously you lose Cyan Shellers, but when I look at Maryland, they're gonna go, and they got Oluchi too. So she came over from Duke. Man, is she's a bulldog. She's tough nosed. She's a great competitor. She plays ferocious in terms of effort and hustle, so that's incredible. And then they also got Yarden Garzon, 3-point shooter, sniper extraordinaire. From range, she can launch that thing like nobody else. She says she wants to work on rounding out her whole game. But for me, guys, I think the central theme and the biggest thing to pinpoint is this Maryland Terrapins team. Shout out to Joe Smith, former Maryland Terrapins. Shout out to Steve Francis, former Maryland Terrapins, on the men's side of things. But, hey, also shout out, even though she didn't stay her whole career there, Angel Reese played some ball at Maryland too. But you know how far Maryland is going to go? Maryland is going to go as far as Kaylene Smikle, a.k.a. Candace Parker lookalike, a.k.a. she's a baller. Kaylene can ball, a.k.a. Smikle Jordan. I'm a big-time Kaylene Smikle fan. And don't ask me where I got Smikle Jordan from. It's just something I created. But I like Kaylene. And, I think if this team had Oluchi last season, maybe they could have possibly pulled the upset, against South Carolina. They gave South Carolina all they could absolutely handle. And you're obviously going to, like I said, you're going to lose some pieces with Maryland. But, if Garzon could flush a game out, then it's going to be that much more incredible for the WNBA, her prospect, her stock, because I think she could have possibly went to the WNBA last year. I mean, if she wanted to. But going back to Kaylene, silky smooth, can get her shot. She says she wants to work on defense, so that's something where she probably wants to hang her hat on as a WNBA prospect. She definitely wants to play at the next level. She can shoot the ball, she can shoot the three. So she's a 3-level type of performer, and she gets to the free throw line. So she is a player for me, one I'll keep my eyes on. And Maryland could possibly, win this Big Ten if she has an incredible season. If this team plays defense, if they have players that can make shots, obviously they're gonna have to replace people that won't be there from last year, which I said before. But they'll be fine. They got a tremendous coach, great system. Players give effort. Coming over to the Big Ten, they didn't fit right in with their gritty style of play, physical. Every time my Caitlin Clark Iowa teams will play Maryland, I would just be like, damn, here we go again, because the physicality is real. Kaylene, if she could just add a little bit more toughness, which she has, but just add a little bit more toughness to her game. But she's gonna endure, and she's definitely gonna be a draft pick selection. And she came onto my radar last year, and I was like, let's see what year she is. So this is her final season, I must say that. And, hey, Kaylene gonna ball. I can tell y'all that off top. She puts balls in baskets. She gets buckets, point blank, period. Important buckets, big time buckets. So, I'm looking at Maryland as being a team that, for me, if I had to guess, I would say they probably finish. They're gonna definitely finish in the top 5, but they probably finish in the top 3. So yeah, Smikle Jordan is the truth. She really is. And if you don't believe me, write down her name if you don't know it, and watch some highlights, or when the season pops off, make sure you watch. I'm talking non-conference conference. Check out Kaylene Smikle, rocking number 2. With that, I'm RC and I'm out. Just want to share. Y'all know what? I'm going to say this before I go. I said I'm out, but look, I want to shed some light on. I try my best to shed light on players that don't always get talked about. Like, people that watch religiously, they know Kaylene Smikle, but those that just don't watch college basketball like that, they don't know. So hopefully this name will resonate with people that don't know, and they'll check out footage and they'll watch your games this season. All right? Even though we Hawkeyes fans and Bruins fans, we sometimes talk about whatever we feel like. And this was one of those videos, a Maryland video. So I'm out. Peace out.